News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
Emmanuel Gomez found guilty of deliberate homicide. Good morning, everyone. Montana Morning for Tuesday, February 7th, 2017. Right now the sky is cloudy. It's 19 degrees. We do have intermittent snowpack and ice throughout western Montana, especially on the highways. Most of the roads got fairly clear. Then it started to rain yesterday, and then the rain froze, and some of that is still out there. So there's some black ice on western Montana, and that is why there's a winter weather advisory until 11 o'clock this morning. Our newscast, sponsored by Bulls Eyewear, Missoula's only certified master optician, 2910 South Reserve, online at bullseyemt.com. This morning's top story. After just a couple of hours of deliberation, a jury in Missoula found Emmanuel Gomez guilty of deliberate homicide of the death of Charlie N. Wyrick. Prosecutor Kirsten Pabst has details.
The jury came back after about 2.5 hours of deliberation, and they found the defendant guilty on both counts as charged: deliberate homicide and partner family member assault for the abuse that he inflicted on her over the course of the past year. Charlie's mother, Crystal, told KGVO News she was relieved that her family's long ordeal was finally over.
A sigh of relief. My daughter got her justice, that he can't go out there and do it to somebody else. So now we can relax a little, and a lot of relief has been released, and we're happy with the verdict. But we will be back for the sentencing, and I will be talking to the judge, and I will probably say something to the defendant also. Defense attorney Lisa Kaufman inferred in her closing statement that the situation faced by Charlie and Wyrick couldn't have been too severe because none of her friends or family notified the police. Kirsten Pabst responded to that remark. And if you want to compare the culpability of the folks that were surrounding Charlie and trying to help her versus the culpability of the man who took her life, I don't think there's any comparison. I think that was an attempt at deflecting the blame, and the blame lies where it lies, which is directly on Mr. Gomez's shoulders. The other member of the Gomez defense team, Brian Smith, said he was disappointed with the verdict.
We're disappointed always. We take a case to trial. We think we have a defense, and there's some issues that we want to raise and think we can, and we'll probably do a motion for a new trial and look at an appeal and go from there. I think sentencing is going to be about 10, 11 weeks out, and we'll do a pre-sentence investigation and sentencing.
Gomez was returned to the county jail to await sentencing. He could get up to life in prison for the deliberate homicide conviction. Montana's Blackfeet Indian tribe has declared a state of emergency after a blizzard dumped more than 4 feet of snow on parts of the reservation east of Glacier Park. Yesterday's emergency declaration by Tribal Chairman Harry Barnes called for residents to stay indoors and off the roads and highways. National Weather Service meteorologist Jim Brewster said the blizzard that started dumping snow in northwestern Montana Friday started diminishing in intensity on Monday afternoon. Just how much snow did northwest Montana receive from that blizzard? And meteorologist Luke Robinson with the National Weather Service has the numbers.
Pole Bridge got 36 inches of snow. Martin City, just outside of Kalispell, got 36 inches of snow. Olney got 31 inches. Libby got 32 inches. And Eureka got 30 inches. So most of the places north and west and east of Kalispell registered somewhere in between 30 and 36 inches of snow.
And because of that, schools throughout northwestern Montana canceled classes yesterday. Closures included schools in Kalispell, Whitefish, Columbia Falls, and Big Fork, along with Libby, Eureka, and Troy. Thompson Falls delayed the start of their classes by 2.5 hours. The Flathead Avalanche Center issued a backcountry avalanche warning for the Whitefish, Swan, and Flathead mountain ranges and southern Glacier Park. The State Department of Transportation says U.S. Highway 2 was closed southeast of West Glacier early Monday because the road was simply drifted in. Crews still working to clear out that snow. Police are searching in Missoula for a suspect accused of attacking a couple after they offered to give him a ride in their car about 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon. Police Public Information Officer Travis Welsh has more.
A male and female reported they had been approached while they were in a casino in the 1200 block of West Broadway by an unknown male who asked them for a ride. Said he wanted to go somewhere on 3rd Street. The male and female did provide him with a ride. However, a short time into it, the unknown male, who was in the back seat, began striking the driver over the head with a flashlight.
The passenger made difficult to decipher demands and, after repeatedly striking the male driver in the head, escaped after the driver pulled over on Liberty Lane.
And made some kind of demand that the female passenger thought was maybe a demand for their money. The driver actually pulled the vehicle over, and the suspect from the back seat jumped out and ran off. Fortunately, the male was not hurt enough that he refused medical attention.
Police were able to identify a suspect by looking at surveillance video at the casino. The suspect is described as a white male, about 5'7", 155 pounds, with brown hair and green eyes. His identity has not yet been released because no charges have been filed. Authorities have released the names of 2 women who died in a head-on crash in southern Montana. The Great Falls Tribune reports the victims of the Saturday collision have been identified as 41-year-old Angelia Whiteman of Lame Deer and 34-year-old Hannah Russell of Busby. The Highway Patrol said the 74-year-old man heading west on U.S. Highway 212 was trying to pass another vehicle when his car collided with the victim's eastbound vehicle. Whiteman had been driving with Russell as her passenger. Neither were wearing seatbelts, and both died at the scene. Patrol says snow and poor visibility were factors in the crash. Alcohol and drugs are also suspected. Driving conditions in western Montana have turned treacherous, did turn treacherous over the weekend with warming temperatures and freezing rain that turned highways into skating rinks, resulting in several serious accidents. First responders are reaching out to the media to send one single message to drivers: slow down, especially when approaching an accident scene. Frenchtown Fire spokesman Mel Holtz has more.
We had a semi-accident out by the Fish Creek area today, ended up jackknifing and going over an embankment. Today's situation was very difficult to keep focused and do the job that we needed to do because we had several near misses happen as cars passed up. People just weren't slowing down and moving over.
Holtz said one such incident nearly ended in tragedy not long ago.
We did have an accident about 3 weeks ago where we came up on scene and a secondary accident happened, and now a vehicle ended up taking out a highway patrol trooper car. So that was a little tricky because it was around a corner, but again, we put signs out, we put flares out, we used some tools that we have to try to get people to slow down, and it's just not working.
KGVO News has attached a video provided by the Montana Highway Patrol that highlights the need to slow down when approaching an accident scene that's been viewed by thousands of drivers. It's on our website right now, the story there. Our News Talk time now is 6:12.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Partly sunny skies today with a slight chance of a snow shower. Daytime highs will top out in the upper 20s. Snow likely after midnight with our low temperatures in the teens and a light accumulation of under an inch. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for Missoula's KECI 13.